Hey, Leo. How's your morning going?
Not bad, Mia. I made coffee and I'm ready to talk about today's topic. But I have to ask you a question first.
Oh, a question already? Lay it on me.
Okay. Imagine someone is trying to tell you, I missed you so much in English.
A lovely sentiment.
It is, but they are translating literally from Arabic. And they say, my mind missed you.
Oh, dear. My mind missed you? That's creative.
Right? It makes perfect sense in Arabic, but in English, we just don't say that.
Absolutely. It sounds like your brain went on a field trip without you.
Exactly. And that, listeners, is what we are focusing on today.
Welcome back to the English Blend. I'm Mia.
And I'm Leo.
We're here to help you practice listening and speaking naturally.
Today, we're diving deep into the linguistic world of translation.
Specifically, we are talking about how to avoid these translation traps when moving from Arabic into English.
It's a tricky journey sometimes, moving between two languages that are so different.
They really are different, Leo. The structure, the culture, the underlying logic, it all changes.
Exactly. So grab your coffee and let's get started.
Our goal today isn't to discourage you from translating,
Not at all. Translation is a key skill.
but we want to help you spot those literal traps.
The ones that make your English sound just a little bit off.
That awkward feeling when you know the words, but the sentence feels wrong?
Every language learner knows that feeling, right?
Oh, 100%. It's the moment your brain yells, wait, this sounds translated.
So, Mia, where should we start with these traps?
I think we have to start with the biggest, baddest trap of them all, literal translation.
Ah, the word-for-word killer.
Precisely. Arabic is rich in imagery and beautiful proverbs.
Very true. They paint a picture when you hear them.
But if you try to paint that exact picture in English, it turns into abstract art that no one understands.
That is a great analogy. It's lost in translation, literally.
Let's take a common one. We hear this a lot from learners.
Give me an example.
How about translating the common phrase, risk Allah?
Ah, the provision of God.
If someone translates that as, this is God's living, or this is my allowance from God, it sounds very strange in everyday English.
We would usually say something much simpler, like, it's a blessing, or maybe this is what was meant to be.
We focus on the meaning or the function of the phrase, not the individual words.
That is the core difference. We are translating ideas, not vocabulary.
Exactly. Think about how we greet people.
The formal Arabic greetings are deep and beautiful.
Phrases wishing peace or long life.
If I said, may peace be upon you to a cashier in the U.S., they might think I'm starting a ceremony.
Or maybe they think you are being incredibly formal.
But in a simple conversation, we just say, hi, how are you? Or have a good day.
The functional equivalent is key.
Let's move to some common Arabic idioms that often get translated too literally.
This is where it gets fun. Tell me which one you picked.
I chose the one that relates to patience or difficulty. Hand in water is not like hand in fire.
Ah, that's a powerful thing. It means someone who is struggling isn't like someone who is comfortable.
Absolutely. But if you tell your English-speaking boss, my hand is in the water, but yours is in the fire, they will call 911.
They'll think there's a serious workplace accident happening.
So what's the English equivalent?
We have several, depending on the context. If you want to say you don't know someone's struggles, you might say, you don't know what I'm going through.
Or the idiom, they don't know the half of it.
That's a great one. It communicates that idea of hidden struggle really well.
See, that's how we bridge the gap. We look for the emotional resonance, not the physical imagery. Let's move to some common Arabic structural traps now, Leo.
Ah, the notorious missing to be.
Ah, the notorious missing verb.
In Arabic, often in the present tense, you don't need a connecting verb like is or am to link the subject and the predicate.
Right. If I want to say the house is big, I can just say house big.
But if a learner translates that directly, they get a sentence like I hungry or she happy.
Which is understandable but immediately flags the speaker as non-native.
It's a quick fix. You just have to remind yourself that English grammar demands that linking verb.
So the simple rule, subject plus be verb plus adjective or noun.
Yes, I am hungry. She is happy. It sounds much smoother and much more natural.
That requires a shift in thinking, you know?
You have to train your brain to insert that tiny, powerful word.
Exactly. And the same goes for negation. If you say, I'm not hungry, you also need the be verb, I am not hungry.
It's the constant presence of those small function words that trip people up.
Tiny words, huge impact.
Okay, let's talk about culture, because translation isn't just about words. It's about social contracts.
Oh, this is fascinating. What's your prime example here?
I'm choosing one of the most famous Arabic words globally, inshallah.
Ah, if God wills it. A beautiful expression of humility and reliance on fate.
But the trap is how it's used in everyday scheduling.
Tell me more.
If an English speaker asks, will the report be ready by Friday? And the person replies, inshallah.
That English speaker is going to hear that as maybe. Don't count on it.
Precisely. In a Western professional context, inshallah often sounds vague or even dismissive of the deadline.
Because in English, we prioritize definite commitment. We need a clear yes or no, or a specific reason for delay.
If you mean yes, you should say, yes, it will be ready, or I am committed to finishing it by then.
If you need to express that caveat, you might say, yes, barring any unforeseen complications, but never just inshallah as a direct answer to a deadline.
The English listener focuses on the action. The Arabic speaker focuses on the intention.
That's a huge cultural divergence that impacts language heavily.
Another one is relating to compliments. I love this cultural difference.
Are you talking about when someone compliments your shirt and you feel the need to offer it to them?
Exactly. When someone says, that's a lovely watch, the Arabic polite response is often something like, it is yours, or may you have a better one.
A beautiful expression of generosity.
But in English, if you say, it is yours, the other person thinks you're giving them the watch right now. They get very confused.
The English functional equivalent is just, thank you, or I appreciate that.
Maybe I just got it, or it was a gift. Keep your watch, people. Just say thanks.
That's a mini cultural note right there. English responses to compliments are usually brief and acceptive.
No need to immediately gift your possessions to show humility. It just causes...
Let's transition to grammar beyond the to be verb. We need to talk about tenses.
Tenses are a nightmare for everyone, regardless of their native language.
They are, but the Arabic language often uses verb forms that translate literally into the simple present in English, even when they describe ongoing action.
I see this constantly. A learner might say, I go to the university right now.
They are using the simple present, but the context, right now, demands the present continuous.
Yes, English needs that ing form to clearly mark an action that is currently in progress. I am going to the university right now.
The present continuous is often overused by English speakers, but it's often underused by Arabic speakers translating literally.
It's a structure that needs practice. You have to actively remember to use am, is, are, plus the ing.
Another big one is the use of the past perfect. This is tricky.
Ooh, the verb tense that requires an action to happen before another past action.
Exactly. Arabic doesn't always have a strict separate form for this. Often the context determines the timing.
If a learner says, I ate breakfast, then I called him. That's fine. Simple past.
But if you reverse the order and you want to say, I called him, but he had already left.
If they translate literally, they might say, I called him, but he already left.
The meaning is there, but the past perfect, had left, clarifies that the leaving happened first and is crucial for proper sequence.
So a good tip is to be hyper-aware of your timeline when you speak. If one past action sets the stage for another, you probably need the past perfect.
You know, another structural issue is word order, specifically with adjectives.
That's a classic difference. Arabic places the adjective after the noun.
Yes, car red or man tall.
If that order leaks into English, you get I saw a car red or the book interesting is on the table.
Which is not the standard English order. We need the adjective before the noun.
So remember the English blend motto for adjectives. Adjective always stands guard before the noun it protects.
I like that. It stands guard, so it's a red car, a tall man.
It seems simple, but when you're speaking quickly, your native structure wants to take over.
It absolutely does. That's why practice and muscle memory are vital.
We've covered idioms, the to-be verb, tenses, and word order. That's a lot of pitfalls.
It is, but recognizing the trap is the first step to avoiding it. Now let's move into our practical tips section. These are actionable steps you can take today to stop translating literally.
This is the good stuff. We have 5 actionable steps for you.
Practical tip. Translate the idea, not the word.
This goes back to our idiom discussion. When you hear a phrase in Arabic, don't ask, what does this word mean?
Instead, ask, what is the ultimate message or emotion this phrase communicates?
If the Arabic phrase means, he is very stubborn, don't search for a literal translation of stubborn donkey or whatever image is used.
Just translate the idea. He is extremely stubborn or he is set in his ways. Focus on the feeling.
That is the most important shift in mindset you can make.
Practical tip 2. Use a collocation dictionary or corpus.
This might sound technical, but it's easy. What's a collocation?
A collocation is just 2 or more words that sound natural when used together. Think of words that are friends.
Like heavy rain. We don't usually say strong rain or big rain. Heavy and rain are friends.
When you are translating an Arabic word, instead of guessing, check a collocation dictionary.
It will show you which English verbs or adjectives naturally pair with your target noun.
For example, if you want to use the English word respect, Arabic has many equivalents.
If you want to say you have respect for someone, you don't put respect on them.
You show respect or have respect. A collocation dictionary confirms this natural pairing for you.
That's a game changer for sounding native. It's about knowing the friends words keep.
Practical tip 3. Think in functional chunks.
What do you mean by functional chunks, Mia?
Instead of translating word by word, start translating groups of words that perform a function.
Like translating the phrase, I am going to the store, as one unit, rather than I am going to the store.
Exactly. Whenever you want to express future intent, train yourself to use the chunk I am going to or I will be.
Whenever you introduce a new topic, train yourself to use the chunk speaking of which or that reminds me.
This bypasses the need to translate grammar rules and forces you to use native English structures immediately.
It's like building with Lego bricks instead of individual molecules.
Much faster and much more stable.
Practical tip 4. Record yourself speaking.
This sounds like homework, Leo, but it's essential.
It is. When you translate a complicated sentence from Arabic into English, record your attempt.
Then step away for a few minutes. Listen back to your own voice.
You will often catch those awkward, literal translations yourself.
Your ear is a much better editor than your brain is in the moment of translation.
If it sounds stiff or robotic, you know you fell into a trap.
Then try to rephrase it using simpler, more functional English. Try to say the same thing in 3 different ways.
That repetition and self-correction is gold for fluency.
And finally, practical tip 5. Get feedback from a native English speaker.
This is the ultimate accelerator. Find a language partner or a tutor.
Don't just practice vocabulary with them. Ask them to listen specifically for sentences that sound translated.
Say, please stop me every time I use an Arabic structure.
A native speaker can quickly pinpoint those literal transfers, like the missing to be verb or unusual word order.
They can provide the natural functional equivalent immediately.
And that's the gold standard, learning the right way to say it in English, not just the word-for-word equivalent.
So to recap our tips, translate the idea, use collocations, think in chunks, record yourself, and get native feedback.
Okay, let's round off this educational session with a few useful phrases.
We love idioms. Let's focus on phrases we can use when discussing translation issues.
Our first phrase is one we already used. Lost in translation.
A classic. It simply means that the meaning or nuance of an original message was not communicated well in the new language.
Example, The poem was beautiful in Arabic, but some of its rhythm was lost in translation.
It implies that something valuable failed to cross the language barrier.
Our second phrase is great for when you accidentally make a mistake. To mix up.
Simple, clear, and very useful. If you interchange two words or two concepts accidentally, you mix them up.
Like if I use lend instead of borrow, I might say, oops, I mixed up those two words.
Or maybe you confused two Arabic words that look similar and the translation came out wrong. I mixed up those two verb forms.
It's a gentle way of acknowledging an error without beating yourself up about it.
Speaking of getting things right, our third phrase is to hit the nail on the head.
Oh, I love that one. A very common idiom.
If someone hits the nail on the head, they are completely correct. They have identified the problem or the answer precisely.
Like, if I finally figure out why I keep making a tense error and I say, that's it. You hit the nail on the head with that explanation about the present continuous.
It means perfect accuracy, often in solving a difficult problem or identifying a core truth.
So, we have lost in translation, meaning failed, to mix up, meaning confused, and to hit the nail on the head, meaning correct.
3 fantastic tools for talking about language learning itself.
Let's run a rapid-fire practice now, Leo. I'll give you a literal Arabic translation error, and you give me the functional English equivalent.
I'm ready. Bring on the traps.
Situation. Someone asks how you are doing, and you respond, praise be to God.
Literal translation of Alhamdulillah. Functionally, we say, I'm doing well, thank you, or just, I'm fine.
Excellent. Next. You are very impressed by a new car, and you say, may it not be evil, protecting it from the evil eye.
If you say that in English, people think you're performing a curse. The functional equivalent is, that car is amazing, or wow, I love your new car. Just simple admiration.
Perfect. Situation. You try to convey that you are bored. You say, my spirit is tight.
Cringing playfully, that sounds painful. We would say, I'm really bored, or maybe I'm feeling restless.
Much better. Final one. You want to invite someone for dinner tomorrow, and you say, we hope to see you tomorrow.
While we hope to see you is nice, for a specific dinner invitation, English requires directness. Would you like to come over for dinner tomorrow? Or we're having dinner. You should join us.
See, listeners, it's about shifting from the poetic and indirect structures to the direct, functional structures English prefers.
English values clarity and commitment, especially in daily interactions. Arabic often values formality, beauty, and religious submission.
Understanding that underlying cultural difference makes all the translation traps make sense.
It's not that the Arabic phrase is wrong, it's just wrong for the English context.
Exactly. And that's okay. We just need to swap the structures out like changing tires on a car.
Let's review the be verb trap again, Mia, because that one is so common.
I agree. It affects so many learners early on. Remember, English sentences demand a subject and a conjugated verb in the present tense.
If you feel the sentence is incomplete, look for a place to put is, am, or are.
If you are describing a characteristic, the weather is cold.
If you are describing a location, my keys are on the table.
If you are describing yourself, I am exhausted after this long script.
Me too. This is a long episode, but it's important information.
It is. And the same structural attention needs to go to definite articles.
The notorious the.
Arabic uses definite articles differently, sometimes omitting them where English insists on them.
So a learner might say, I went to doctor today.
But English demands, I went to the doctor today, or I went to a doctor today, depending on if you mean a specific one or just any doctor.
It's another small function word that significantly changes the fluency and naturalness of the speech.
Always check if your noun needs a definite or indefinite article.
If you are having trouble with articles, try reading English children's books. They are excellent examples of simple, grammatically correct use of a, an, and the.
That's a genius tip. Simple text often highlight these basic structural rules perfectly.
And finally, let's revisit the idea of being polite in English.
Often, politeness in English relies on adding phrases, not necessarily formality in vocabulary.
Instead of translating a highly formal Arabic request, we often use softening phrases like, could you possibly, or I was wondering if.
Or using conditional verbs like would or could to make the request less demanding.
Not, give me the report, too demanding, but could you possibly send me the report when you have a moment?
Much softer. The concept is the same, but the execution is different. The structure is what carries the politeness in English.
Absolutely. Focus on those structures and you will avoid those literal translation traps every time.
Wow, Leo, that was a huge dive into the world of Arabic to English translation.
We covered a lot. We talked about idioms, grammar structure, cultural tropes, and 5 solid tips to improve.
Remember, the ultimate lesson is this. Don't translate words, translate the communicative purpose.
Look for the functional equivalent in English. What would a native speaker say in that exact situation?
Try practicing our tips this week. If you hear yourself translating an idiom literally, stop yourself.
Instead, ask, how would Mia say this? How would Leo say this? And focus on the English version.
Record yourself, listen back, and use those fantastic idioms we learned, like reminding yourself not to let the meaning get lost in translation.
Practice making sure you hit the nail on the head with your tenses.
We truly hope this episode helps you feel more confident and natural when switching between these two beautiful languages.
If you enjoyed this episode of The English Blend, please like and subscribe.
And let us know in the comments which translation trap you find the trickiest. We read all your comments.
Next time on The English Blend, we're going to be talking about how to sound enthusiastic without sounding fake.
Ooh, essential small talk skills. Don't miss it.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
That was a great talk.
Yes, see you in the next episode of The English Blend.